Today marks the 24th anniversary of September 11th, attacks on the United States, and the news is being dominated by the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the hugely popular 31-year-old conservative star. Is gutting, shocking, and horrific. We write the close ally of President Donald Trump leaves behind a wife who'll never see her husband again and two young children who'll grow up without their father. We don't tell people what to think. We don't tell people how to feel, Jake, but I think we are having an examination this morning of just the overall political discourse and how we've gotten here.
This is just the most recent gutting chapter of political discourse that has come to dominate our nation. A year ago, President Donald Trump was nearly killed in Pennsylvania. We've had, just in the last 15 years, Gabby Giffords was shot, Steve Scalise was nearly killed. A group of men were charged with plotting to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Paul Pelosi was nearly killed in his San Francisco home. Josh Shapiro, the governor's mansion, was nearly set ablaze. A man was pled guilty to the attempted murder of Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court justice. The former Democratic Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives and her husband were shot to death in their home January 6th. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said in Canada last week that Capitol Police has tracked a stunning 14,000 instances of threats made toward members of Congress and their families this year alone. That's a 55% increase, Anna, over last year. You and I have been watching national politics for a long time. The behavior of national political leaders and the tone that we see from our national politicians is not great, Anna.
You know, I remember being a Senate page in 1998, and there was a shooting of some Capitol Hill police officers in this Capitol complex. Now, obviously, there had been political violence before in the history of this country, but it was something that was, as a kid, as a high schooler, was really shocking. And you look now, and at just the number and how many kind of instances there are, and unfortunately, that get to this stage of the game. But certainly, the rhetoric has gotten on both sides of the aisle extremely heated. Oftentimes, there's kind of trying to get political gain, whether it's having an outburst on the floor of the Senate or the House, or the tone of fundraising emails. I think everybody has a part to play in creating a political discourse that we're proud of for a country that we deeply love, and it's something that we should keep in mind.